How is your 401k looking? It's probably up and potentially a lot on the date that I'm filming this. A new report from Vanguard is out and it shows that investors are saving more than they did in the past. That's great news. Largely because of automatic enrollment plans, workers are saving more than at any time in recent history. But the bad news is that even with auto investments and a record stock market, the account balance of the median person approaching retirement remains pretty low. So let's dive into the numbers. Here's the good news. More than 100 million Americans now participate in company 401k plans.
Whoa! That's great!
Thanks to automatic enrollment and a booming stock market, more people are contributing to their 401ks than ever. That's right, people are actually getting smarter about their money and more companies are offering plans to employees. Automatic enrollment is now in place for 59% of all 401k plans, meaning when a new employee is hired, they automatically defer a portion of their paycheck to a 401k and have to manually opt out. This feature actually relies on people to be lazy about their finances, and many of us are. Automatic enrollment helps people save for retirement, almost like withholding for taxes, because it's done immediately and has the hurdle of actually logging in and opting out. Many people just don't do anything. Magically, 1 to 5% of their paycheck goes into the 401k account for their future. In fact, plans with automatic enrollment had a 94% participation rate, meaning only 6% of workers actually opted out. Now for even better news. Saving rates for workers in 401ks are at all-time highs. And this makes sense because of the stock market making all-time highs. There's usually a pretty good correlation between stock market performance and saving rates. The average 401k participant saves 7.4% of their paycheck. And if you combine that with employer matching, the average total contribution rate per person was 11.7%. That's huge. And the best news, rather than opting for low-yielding cash or bond funds, retirement savers are allocating a significant amount to the stock market. The average contribution in stocks is 74%. And 64% of all 2023 contributions went to target date funds, which allocate more money to stocks the further you are away from retirement and gradually get more conservative as you approach retirement. But is this enough? Well, here's the bad news.
I have news.
Good news or bad news?
While the average 401k balance is looking pretty decent, the median balance is shockingly low. What does that mean? Well, in 2023, the average 401k balance across all workers was $134,128. The average balance can be driven up by a small number of very large balances. That's how averages work. Because of that, the median balance is a lot more telling. Median balance means that exactly half the participants had more and half had less. The median balance in a 401k was only $35,286. And 40% of workers had less than $20,000 in their retirement accounts. 30% had between $20,000 and $100,000. 15% had between $100,000 and $250,000. And 15% had more than $250,000 in their retirement plan. But what about people who are 65 or older? These are the people without much time to save anymore. Well, the average account is $272,588, but the median account size is still only $88,488. Still not much for someone nearing or in retirement. Let's do some quick math.
Oh my God, math.
Most clients that work with me ask a similar question as they approach retirement. How am I doing? What do most people do? How are most people set up? Well, here is where most people stand. The average Social Security check as of January 2023 was $20,268 per year. The typical annual drawdown for a 401k retirement is 4 to 5%. If we draw 5% per year of the $88,488 median balance, that is $4,424 per year. Now, while some people do have a pension, most newly retired people don't, so let's assume zero pensions. Could you live on $24,692 per year? Probably not. The only way that could work is if you own your home outright, have low expenses, and live in a low-cost area of the country. But you say you are an average, you save more, you invest more, and are better off financially than the average person. Well, that's great. And that's why you can't follow rules of thumb or averages. You need to look at your own financial situation, your own goals, your own expenses, and your own savings. So what can you do? Well, unfortunately, there isn't a magic wand that can make everything better. It comes down to cash flow. So get clear on where you currently stand. How much income do you have coming in? What are you spending it on? And what is left over? The key to a successful retirement is saving and investing. If you don't have excess cash flow, it's time to make some changes. But assuming you already have an emergency fund and your consumer debt is paid off, if you do have excess cash flow, increase those 401k contributions. Take advantage of employer matches. It's like free money. But according to Vanguard, only 53% of workers who make over $150,000 contribute the max. I tell clients to try and increase your 401k savings rate by 1% each year until you are maxing out. It's a lot harder to increase your savings rate by 5 to 10% at one time in a given year. Increasing your savings rate by 1% a year can have a significant impact over time, but rarely do you notice it. Second, diversify your investments. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. I'm sure you've heard that. And don't put all your money in a money market or stable value fund. Target date funds and index funds make it easy to diversify your investments and participate in the growth of the global stock market over time. Now, in my opinion, company stock should not make up more than 10% of your retirement plan unless you are younger or financially able to take big risks. Now, I'm sure there will be people that will say, I work for Nvidia and I have all of my money in company stock, or Amazon or Apple. And for every one of those companies, there's another example of a company that was doing well for a period of time and then went bankrupt or the stock collapsed. That's why I think it makes sense to limit exposure to your company stock to 10%. And third, make sure you educate yourself. There are tons of resources like this channel to help you understand your options. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to this channel so you get all that retirement planning guidance that you need. And if you own a business and are looking for financial planning help, head over to my website at celestialwm.com to learn more about what we can do for you. Remember, your retirement is in your hands. So start planning, start saving, and start living the retirement that you deserve. And check out this video next to supercharge your retirement plan.